How to work on SQL right join. Hi, I am M. Asif Hussain from Knowhow Academy. In this video, let us see what is the syntax of right join, how does the right join works with one example. So here, let me execute and fetch the table that I already have, which is training. So in this I have three columns: training ID, training name, training fee, three columns and two rows. So first let me create a table so that it will be easy for you to understand. I am creating a table with the name student, and in this I am choosing my first column as student ID. I am considering it as student ID, and I am considering it as integer, and the constraint as not null, comma. Now I am taking the training ID here as well in this particular table. So what I am taking here, I am taking training ID as integer, and I am mentioning this training ID as a primary key. The constraint that I am considering for the training ID here, it is a primary key. Okay. So now what I am trying to do, I am creating another column called student name, and student name, as it is a character, I am choosing varchar with the size, and I am mentioning the constraint as not null so that no student information should be empty. So let me create this table first, and as soon as I have created this table, it is executed successfully. Now let me retrieve this one, select star where I would like to see my whole table from the table name called student. So if I execute it, I'll get my three columns: student ID, training ID and student name. Now what I'm going to do, let me insert the values. I'll insert the values in the student table. So I am inserting the values. Insert into, in which table? In student table. What I'm inserting? I'm inserting the values. So here let us choose the student ID as 111, comma. If we see here the training in this one, okay, we have the training table. Now what I'm choosing, I am taking 101, comma, then I'm choosing the student name as Asif. Now I'm closing the bracket, comma. Let me insert few more records so that it will be easy for you to understand how does a right join, left join, all these joins works. So let me choose another student ID, which is 112, comma, and the training ID as 102, comma, and the student name as Raj, close the parenthesis, comma. Like this I'm adding few more records: 113, comma, 103 as my training ID, comma, student name as Krupali, close the parenthesis, comma. I'm choosing another student ID 114, comma, 104 as a training ID, comma. Then I'm choosing another name as Gaurav, close the parenthesis, comma. Then I'm choosing another, I'm writing another value here 115, which is my student ID, comma. Then I'm choosing 105 as the training ID, comma, and the student name, let me consider it any name, your choice. You can give your friend's name, your girlfriend's name, it's up to you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I am executing this. Once I execute this, 5 rows affected. If I would like to show you the student table now, okay, a student table is having 5 rows, 3 columns in it. All right, so now what I'm going to do, let me use this joins concept. So before making you directly work on the joins concept, let me make you very clear with the brief introduction. What is the right join exactly telling us all about? When I'm talking about a right join, so if I have two tables, I have two tables here. Now I have training table and I have student table, right? So if I make you execute here, select star from training table. So if I make you execute and see the two tables at once, we can see that there are 3 columns and 5 rows in student table and 3 columns and 2 rows in the training table. Now I would like to do right join for this one. What exactly is the right join? So if I consider table 1 as my student table, table 2 as my training table, when I join this table 1 and table 2, so table 1 will be my left table, table 2 which is my training table will be my right table. So what will this exactly right join tells us? It tells us that every information we have it from the right table plus the common information that is matching in between the left table and the right table, as we have seen it in a diagram. So now here what I'm going to do, let me write a syntax of what exactly you can write about the right join. Syntax of right join. So the syntax of right join is select. You have to use the select statement itself. In this right join, whenever we are writing it, we have to write the select statement followed by the column names. Okay, for example, which columns you would like to see in the output. Either you can write the individual columns or you can select the entire columns from both the tables. So for this, what I'm going to do, let me consider all the columns from both the tables from. So here either you can write star or you can write column 1 or column 2, it's up to you. So from table 1, now here you have to write the join, right join table 2 on table 1 dot common column equal to table 2 dot common column. So what exactly is this common column defining is? So the first condition in whenever if you would like to do the join, either that is right, left, inner, outer, cross, self, whichever it is, if you would like to do the join, the first and the foremost condition is that in between these two tables there should be one common column. That is the prerequisite which is required. Alright, so and whenever I have created a table, so here I have created a student table and I have considered the training ID column as my primary key. You need to have a primary key in order to do the relationship between the two tables, right? So one table can have only one primary key, okay, and this will become my parent table. So I can connect multiple child tables to this parent table. Now what I'm going to do, let me show you this with a simple example. So select, let me select all the columns. So I don't want to choose the individual column. From which table? So from student table. I am choosing table 1 as my student table. So right join. Then what I will have in the next table 2, which is my training table. What is the syntax on? What is my first table name? My first table name is student dot. What is the common column? Common column is training ID is my common column, okay, equal to what is my table 2? My table 2 is training table, training dot what is the common column? Training ID is my common column, okay. So now if I execute it, we can see that we have taken the right join, we have got the common columns from the left table but everything from our right table. Okay, so what is the right table? Right table is training table. In the training table we have two records. We have got everything from the right table plus what is matching in the right table with the left table. These two records are itself matching. So that's where we got the output, everything from the right table plus anything that matches on the left table. So in order to make you understand it in a very easy way, let me show you the tables again. So if I execute this, we see that there are 3 columns, okay, and in the student table we have common column training ID. In the training table we have training ID which are common, right? So as here in the example, I have considered my first table as student. So this will become my left table. Okay. So this will become my left table. Okay. And this training table, it will become my right table. No, it will become my right table. So now what is the syntax? The syntax we have followed that we have to choose table 1 first, then we have to write the join, then table 2. Yes, we have chosen the left table as student, we have written the join, we have considered the next table as training. So now the point is that the right join description is everything from the right table plus anything that matches on the left table. So everything from the right table. So 101 and 102, these two are the only rows that we have. So the complete table we will get it in the output, plus anything that matches common in between the left table and the right table. So what is the common that is in between these two tables, which is 101 and 102 alone? 103, 104, 105 are not there in this training table. That's why we will not get that in the output. So that is the output that you are seeing it here, the common information in the left and right table plus everything from the right table, and right table is my training table. So this is how a right join will work. Again, I am repeating it here. Whenever we are creating a join between more than one or two tables, we should make sure that we should have at least one common column in between these two tables. We should have at least one common column between these two tables. So this is how a right join will work. So thank you for choosing Knowhow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.